But the main message that we really want to push is we have a new home. I think that's a very beautiful thing. SEKA Live has a new home. That is the message I would love to tell people. The new home is M Hotel, and this is one of our best partners that we have that are believing in the industry, that are believing in the event, but also are willing to take what I can call like a leap of faith to see where this can go. Now, SEKA Live is a monthly event. This is the first event we've done ever since what? Ever since COVID hit everyone. It's the first event that is going to happen in terms of comedy with no masks. At least we could see people who are truly laughing or hiding behind them. And it's also the first event that we are hosting my friend Carl Joshua Ngube. Did I just say it?
Yeah, it's close. It's like kissing.
Kissing Ngube.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Kissing song.
Yeah. Talking of French, I think it's better. So it's the first time I'm hosting my brother. I met Carl back in Kenya 2017. It was a comedy festival called a Laugh Festival by Churchill. He's from Zimbabwe. And we've been in touch, but recently he said, hey, I'm coming to your country. He had actually come to host another event at Noshkin. Yeah. And then he said, hey, how about we do an event? And luckily enough, I was already planning for SEKA Live. Now, that was a beautiful thing. It's the first time he's performing. I think Loiso Madinga has been here. We saw him in 2019. But he's back. Since then, he's done big things. He's been in a movie called Queen Sono. And it's not that I'm trying to push him, but you need to know he's a big guy. Yeah? So tell people it's a big guy coming in. So when they come, they'll be chilling with the big boys. Another thing I would love you guys to note is the relationship that we have started with Merci. Merci is one of the comedians that we've worked together in different events. I started working with Merci, I think, sometime in 2016 there, when you are still in school. But now he's happened to start up his own comedy show called Generation Z. I would love you guys to really take some time, interview him, and get to know more about it. It's a platform we also want to promote. It's not an Arthur Nation platform, but it's a comedy platform. And at SEKA Live, we promote anything comedy. It's going to be like the Academy of Comedy in a way, because all the rising stars are going to be passing through Merci's event. And then Merci will be feeding SEKA Live the rising stars. Now, when you see the artwork, you will see that Merci is bringing us 5 comedians. All of those comedians were from his show. And we felt like as SEKA Live, we actually talked about this idea with Merci before it started. I'm like, it would be good if you have your own trend. I could easily be tapping into it. Because personally, I might not have the time to fully give a platform to a rising comedian, but he does. And also, we didn't want to take risks of putting someone who's never performed before on a stage like SEKA Live, someone who paid his money or her money. So we said, okay, let them train in an event that doesn't have a lot of tension, so now they can come to an audience that has a lot of tension and expectations to react. So those are the 3 things. We have a new home, my brother is performing here for the very first time, and we are having a relationship with Merci. We also have Patrick, aka Rusine. He's developed, he's grown. He's one of the best comedians, I'm sure you guys know. He's now doing radio, he has his own shows, but he's also performing on SEKA Live, and I would love also to emphasize on the local comics that are going to come. Japhet, Etienne, Dodi, they are also going to be on the lineup. It's actually the very first time that SEKA Live is going to have Japhet and Etienne. That's a big thing for us because they also have their own platform. Them coming on SEKA Live, it shows the collaboration that is happening between comedians. Now, that is pretty much what I would love to say. And before I take your questions, so this gentleman doesn't like speaking. But I'm going to ask him anyway, just to say, a few words, mainly on the relationship and collaboration with SEKA Live on this. And what made you take that leap of faith so that they would know. Thank you very much.
So I think getting involved with SEKA Live was something that originally I didn't plan, but we've only been around for about 7 months, and I think that we need to try as many things as possible. One, that I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy. I love stand-up comedy, and particularly I love African Americans, which I don't understand. So it only makes sense that I start looking at Africans too. And I heard Luiso's coming. I've known Luiso, not known him personally, but I've seen him stand up, and he's incredibly funny. He's 6'5" guy, always complains about airlines, which I find is incredibly. You know, I love comedians because it's something I can't do. So I appreciate what they bring to the world, and I think we can all use a bit of laughter, you know, to hide that pain that we so often like to remind people about on Twitter and Facebook. So I think bring SEKA Live here is something that was a leap of faith for me, and I suppose for Arthur as well. He doesn't know what's going to happen. I mean, I could get drunk at the event and everything's going to hell. But at the end of the day, I do believe that we owe Rwanda and we owe the comedians that here that trying to get a platform a little bit of, you know, investment. And I think that why we should not be part of it. If we don't understand something, let's try it. And a lot of people have come to me and they've asked me, so what's going to happen? I said, you know, for the first time ever you want to plan. Nobody ever plans anything. Everybody just wakes up today, okay, I want to do that. I said, well, we don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I have no idea how the relationship's going to go forward. I really just want to enjoy the event for what it is. Give the guys a platform. Let them make me laugh. And if they don't make me laugh, at least they'll make me cry.
Or mad.
Well, it can make me angry.
If you don't ask any questions to the comedians, then I'll later give them a chance to give us their remarks. So please, feel free, any language, even French, towards me. I'm sure it's very, very much clear. 2 years, man. You know, the last show we did was on the 27th of Feb. The lineup was beautiful, but already there was a rumor about COVID. You know, we didn't get people, by the way. That time we got like, what, 100 people nice? Yeah, and we had a lineup of Kenny Black, we had Lumbiso Lindi. I mean, that was a good lineup. But people feared to come. We got affected from that very, very month of Feb. Going on, we all tried to be creative. We even created a studio, shot some SEKA Live shows that were going on TV. We also got a grant from Imbuto Foundation, which I thank, because part of the investment of that grant is actually investing in this show. If we didn't get that grant, maybe we wouldn't have survived. But what I can say, you know, COVID didn't only give us bad things. It also gave us good things. Time to think, time to digest, time to get inspired. Most of us hadn't taken a year off, and maybe COVID gave us that time.
That's true.
You know, so I don't want to praise COVID, but it kind of inspired more. Comedy, murashaka kuijeza he. Actually, comedy ijeza ho dushaka kijera, to be honest. I mean, come on. How many journalists do we have here? Ejo bundi umutoza waperi bamwimye interview, but look at me. Come on. So I mean, the comedy industry is somewhere beautiful. So to me, it's where it's supposed to be. Now, growth. How long it takes, growth has no number. Every day is time to grow. If you look at the comedians, when you see here, these are platforms. These are not only comedians. This is a platform. Rusine has his own platform. He's now even on radio, by the way. He has a different character. And then Merci is a platform. Now, you're not just talking to comedians. Right now, you're talking to platforms. Isn't that enough growth? And another thing is, how many comedians are going to come back in their platform, in his platform? How many? So many. Because to me, what I look at is inspiration. Inspiration adds artists. Once they see us here, they know it's possible. I think I'm investing in the it's possible part. The rest of our comedy bazizana. Iyo beretse yuko bishoboka, ibindi birakorwa, I think.
I think being collaborative is a key that is pushing us, as the way as Arthur raised many of us. Like, we are working together, rehearsing everything. We are like working together. We grew together with Merci, Patrick, and others. So when it comes to the way of having a chance of having our own platforms, we won't take it far from the origin, from the roots that we've been raised in. Yeah, that's the origin. Because Arthur has been an example to the comedy industry. For us, we grew up seeing him, deferring our things to him. Today we are here. It's a blessing to the comedy industry and to us as individuals. So us as Bigomba Guhinduka, when it comes to working with Arthur Nation, it's like maybe there is no way we can have a big derby in football having only APR. We need Ryan Sports, because if Ryan Sports is not there, what's going to be a big derby in Rwanda? So if we're working as Bigomba Guhinduka, Messi is working, Arthur Nation is there, I think it's something that is growing in different corners. So us as Bigomba Guhinduka, we are very happy to be on this one, on this SEKA Live. It's our first SEKA Live, and we hope that we're going to bring everything that we have on this one. Because maybe tomorrow Arthur can come on ours, Messi can come on ours, and that's a good thing. There's no way of having things like political parties. Thank you.
So since you guys have used English, and not normal English, but strong one, for sure I got nothing since this conference started. So that's why I'm going to use Kinyarwanda and make sure it's very complicated too, so my friends we got nothing. Urwenya rwari rwaratubanye ingutu cyane cyane nko ku nsanganyamatsiko twabaga dufite, nta kwishyira kwizana kwabaga guhari, ariko ntibyatubujije komeza kuba impirimbanyi. Turakotana cyane, tubiri byuya, ariko nyine nk'ikiremwa muntu n'inyoko muntu muri rusange.
Now I need subtitles.
Yego, ngiye ndishimye cyane kuba nongeye gukora Merci ejo bundi yanumiye muri show yiwe ya Generation Z. Hayashize hafi imyaka 2 nta performinga, nari nafite ubwoba ko ntari buze kubibasha, ariko nyine kwa Merci habara abantu 40 bicaye baje kureba show, kandi ari nabari performing. Umara guperforming ukicara, ukuvuga ngo ahantu tuba twicaye ni muri backstage, turi kureba stage imbere yacu. Yego, rero nongeye kwishima kuba nongeye gukorana na Arthur nyuma y'igihe kirekire. Nanamushimira cyane kuba yantekereje, kuba yakongera kungarura. Iyi niyo show yanjye ya mbere ngiye gukoranamo nawe nishyuwe. Urumva na mbere narishyurwaga, ariko aravuga ngo arakanuka ka envelope abirimo vene abirimo tarani, nabimenyaga ngeze mu rugo. Yego, rero biranshimishije cyane, kandi ndatekereza yuko nabagenzi banjye ariko bimeze. Ewana ku cyumweru muzabe muhari kabisa.
Rusina arakoze cyane kuba avuze ibintu nyine bitari sawa. Ibyo guperforming abantu 40 ntabwo byakunda bwana. Naye ndashimira cyane Arthur Nation, aha ngiye ni mu rugo niko mpafata. Nubwo nanjye maze kubyara, nyine umwana amaze gukura akabyara, abana bafite ukuntu bajya no gusura kwa sekuru. Ubwo nanjye Generation Z nayishyizeho kugira ngo hagaragare ikintu urabona performance ya mbere twebwe yabaga ariyo performance nini, reka mbivuge gutya. Wazaga mu comedy ariko ugasanga SEKA Live yabaye ugize amahirwe nayikozemo, ariko bwa mbere washye kwahita ushyira ubuzima bwawe bwose. Comedy yuhiye urirukana, nta muntu kwirukana. Uhita umenya ko byanze, ukigira inama n'ubikubwiye ukavuga ntabwo nzagaruka hano. Ukavuga blague nyine umuntu akahita areba muri telefone akitaba iwabo. Kuko yarabivuze nanjye ahantu muri Generation Z ntabwo ari hanini, ariko abantu baba bahari nukoro yarakurogoya wimyosha akakubangamira. Ako nenda kuyishyira ahantu hanini nayizakura. Ni platform y'abakomedi bakizamuka, noneho urumva mbarangurira kuri make. Magaza kubacuruza mfiteho make yani, umwana mfatiye 7 10 garayamanga 3 nka 2. Ewa na SEKA Live icyo nayivuga kubigarutse, ni amahirwe ku banyarwenya muri rusange. no kuba duhuje imbaraga twebwe iyo turi gukora akazi kacu tuba turi kwiga hari umuntu aza akahita kwereka ko nta rwenya ukoraho ushobora kuba ushaka kubukora nicyo kintu SEKA Live rero twigisha duhuramo n'aba international comedians kagenda umwigiraho n'aba Jafet tuba duheruka gukorana kera nkabara duheruka gukorana tutaratangira gukora ikibazo mbajije ko amasezerano ateye kuri yatangaje kuntu dukorana urumva ngewe mfite isoko ngewe ndamukuba ngo ndarangura nkamuhera kuri make kamucuruza okay ni generation Z ni nk'akademi dukora shows kabiri mu kwezi uwa kane w'icyumweru cya kabiri n'uwa kane w'icyumweru cya nyuma cy'ukwezi noneho abakomediye bafite imbaraga uko ntabwo tuba dufite ubushobozi bungana aho batsindira itike yo kuza muri SEKA Live hanyuma rero bikagira n'icyo bibamarira kubera ko ngiye mu by'ukuri uretse kuba nta kintu mbamariye icyo mbamariye ni ukuba mbafite gusa ariko mbahesha ayo matike atuma bajya muri SEKA Live niko amasezerano yubatse kuvuga ngo Ata Nation yampaye akazi nyine ubu ngubu ninjye uzajya uzana abakomediye nanjye kuba ngo nzajya mbasapurayinga ariko nzajya mbaza nzajya Generation Z izajya itanga abanyarwenya bakizamuka baseka Rising Stars muri SEKA Live.
Ni ukuvuga ngo akenshi habagaho platform ya SEKA Rising Stars. Iyo platform ya SEKA Rising Stars ubundi twayishizeho kugira ngo mu minota ubundi tuyihereza nk'isaha iyo show itangiye niba mwaraje muri shows tubanza SEKA Rising Stars hanyuma bavaho baba bafite n'umuhost wabo yango murabyibuka Patrick wigeze kuyihostingaho Messi warayihostinze Missed Call nawe yarayihostinze iyo SEKA Rising Stars barangije then nibwo tujya kuba bari banyarwenya basanzwe bamenyereye akazi ari nabwo tuvanga n'abari international so Merci niwe tuzajya tuvugana mu bijyanye no kwishyura aba SEKA Rising Stars ni nawe tuzajya tuvugana mu bijyanye no kubakisha muri rehearsals kuko abenshi usanga baba batara yes mufite rehearsals uyu munsi yes so no kuvuga ngo Merci niwe umukomedi yamamagaye ubungu bakambwira ndashaka kubikora n'ikindi kinambwira rero vugana na Merci urebe niba wabanza guca muri Generation Z shows kugira ngo banze umenyere before iza kuri the platform impamvu yabyo twabikoze nta yindi icyambere n'ukuyungurura karite iza kuri stage ya SEKA Live ikindi cya kabiri nukubahereza umwanya wo kubanza kwitoreza handi nkuko Patrick yabivuze yavuze abantu 40 ariko let me tell you one thing the toughest crowd is 40 people buriya 40 people bashobora kukunanira ariko igihumbuka bashobora because you see 1000 people bamwe na barasegera mu kavuyo abari nka nyira mu bandi ariko 40 buri umwe itamusekeje usigaranye 39 batanu barakaye usigaranye 30 na bangaye umwe arakajwe nuko undi yarakaye you are done so abantu 40 niho heza ho kwitoreza uza muri SEKA Live amasezerano rero dufitanye na Merci twumva twebwe ari meza ku buryo avuga ati ubu nono hari stages umuntu ashobora kuba yaheraho abandi bamaze kubaka izina these guys bubatse amazina I'm even humbled that they agreed to come on the show because bafite audience yabo bafite izina bubatse bafite platform yabo ba Patrick ba Merci abo ngabo urumva urabahamagara ukabasaba offer yabo ukagerageza kuba negosia nawe aho ushoboye byakwanga mukavuga ati tuzakora n'ubuta ukongera it's business yeah and I think that's why Patrick yabivuze ati n'ubwa mbere because this time around we wanted to really come back no tuvuga tuti okay the selected ones this is the offer we have abandi baracha muri Merci so I think that's what I can say
zari inzozi zanjye kubera ko ni na graduation nziza kuri ngewe nakoze kuko muvanga ata yaramfashije ngeze aho nanjye mfasha urumva ko ni stage nziza umuntu abagezeho zari inzozi zanjye kandi n'ubu ndacyari kuzirota naranazikabije ikintu tugenderaho n'urwenya nyine kubera ko hari igihe umuntu aza atanye bajya kubitubwira tugitangira ukumva yakwandika kurusha kuvuga rero mugira inama akaba yagira akaba yajya yandika kuko blague buri abanyarwenya turi mu bantu b'abahanga cyane ariko abantu batazi ko dukina n'imitwe y'abantu benshi batandukanye ariko blague kugira ngo usetse tutaziranye nawe urumva ko nakazi katoroshye kaba kabereye mu mutwe w'umuntu aba yatekereje Mpamvu ikintu ngenderaho mbahitamo ngendera kuri tana ntabwo nahita nkubwira ngo ntawe ufite ntarabireba nyine ngo ha stage wa performinga neza kuko comedy uriyukana nabivuze kare iyo ubonye nta bihari nyine uragenda ukashakira ahandi.
So to answer your question about balancing those aspects, I'll tell you a bit of a story. So I was born in 1979 on the 25th of May. So I've just turned 43. So I'm an oldish comedian. Mainly my parents. My father was a a woodwork and technical graphics teacher, and my mother a home economics teacher. My father, in his part-time, was a stand-up comedian. So in my life, I actually wanted to manage my father as a comedian, but I didn't get to manage my dad because he died shortly after I had actually started doing comedy myself. However, my parents not wanting me to be an artist, they sent me to England to study nursing. So that's where the nursing came in. So I lived in England from about 1998, I guess, to 2002. And then came back to start out my graphic design and so on. So my mother being a home economics lecturer, what you have to remember about comedians is that our profession isn't comedy. We are something else. Comedy is how we express what we are. So we all come from different backgrounds. So it's not a case of balancing more than it is looking for material. So the more you do in life, the more material you have. So the more you travel, like I've been enjoying being here in Rwanda because you guys have been really nice. Like every time a visitor comes to the country, you guys are painting the roads for us. It was nice for you guys to clean up all the time. This is fantastic. The food has been amazing. The people are amazing. But it's those experiences that come into comedy. So it's not more about balancing, but it's about telling a story. It's also about finding, I think comedy has two aspects. We joke about how similar we are, and we also joke about how different we are. For example, SEKA in my language means to laugh. There's a lot of things that are very universal. Our stories are universal. How we grew up is universal. We love the same. We get dumped the same. Sometimes slay queens treat us the same. It's the same thing. Some of these things are very similar. So it's not a case of balancing more. It's just expressing. And this is the reason actually why comedians can collaborate very well. Because we don't talk about the bling. We don't talk about the cars. We talk about heartbreak. We talk about mental health. We talk about things that normally people cannot express. So we're there to actually help people deal with some very difficult issues. It's why it makes it easier for us to work with each other because we're highly dysfunctional. So we need support from each other. Otherwise, we'll go crazy. But really excited again to be in your wonderful country and be able to to link up. It's the same issues. I think one of the things we're talking about comedy and growth is that in each African country, what people don't understand locally is how much comedy gets exported.
We need people to buy tickets. You might wonder, where is the event going to happen from? When we came here, we actually got a different view of how we want to do the shows. So we're actually going to use the lounge there. The bar is my stage. I also have another center stage. So this lounge that you see all the way that side and the corner, that is our space. We want to get as close as we could to a comedy club. We don't want to go back into conference rooms because they kind of limit people. People have an expectation of what's on stage. And there is something that James just mentioned. Even if it's not funny, get a drink or get angry or just come to a show. So there is drinks, there is going to be food. M Hotel is going to have a very, very good menu. Specifically for SEKA Live, we are going to have some barbecue outside. Meat lovers like me join in. And another thing I would love to say, we reduced the ticket pricing. I hope you've noticed that. It's at 10,000 and 15,000. This is why. From our learnings, we realized that when people pay more, they don't consume. So we thought, okay, let's reduce a little bit and see your consumption rates. So we'd love to let people know that the ticket now is at 15,000 or 10,000 ordinary. And from what we are seeing online, more tickets being bought are 15,000. And I love that. But let's tell people the tickets are available on rgtickets.com. But of course, we'll also be selling the tickets at the venue on the day of the show. I never advise someone to do that, because there are chances to be the only one who wouldn't be happy about me saying sold out. So it will be best if you buy your ticket online. So, because we have a controlled number of people that we are expecting on the show. So those are the number of tickets that we are putting up.